Yo, what's good, guys? I hope you're all doing good and great. I think I need to change this intro. You know, a lot of people they said like whenever like we hear you, like the first thing that we remember is what's good, guys. You know, so I'm gonna think about like a new intro. But here we go. We still in the hooks and the attentions, as you already like talk about like how much is important like this. Yeah, just how important is the hooks? Without like you grabbing the attention of people and qualifying them and get them to commit to watch your ads, like read your articles, you cannot win. So after the hooks, there is what is called the first three lines. Opening sentence that's locking them in. So the first three lines, the hooks get them to stop. The first three lines get them to stay. You know, like the commitment. So this is where most copy lose people. They stop scrolling, read the first lines, and leave. So your first three lines must create an obligations to keep reading, and that's what we call it the commitment. So either it's like there is two types of hooks. Either you have like a long hook that's gonna do what is called grabbing the attentions, qualifying the peoples in creating commitment, or you can do a hook that's grabbing the attentions, then what is called either qualifying the peoples or not, or wait until the next three lines is gonna what is called qualify peoples in creating commitments or basically obligations for people to keep watching us. So the job of each line, line one, the hooks, stop the scrolls, create patterns, interrupt, make them say, wait, what? So is basically get them out of the translates. This is something we already talked about it. Line two, the anchors, confirm this is for them, or basically what we call it like qualifying, ground them in their reality, this is what is about you. Line three, open loop, create tensions that only can be resolved by reading more or watching more, it depends on what you're creating, either like video ads, ad copy, advertorials, it's up to the format. So basically, hook, anchors, open loop. If all three work, they're gonna be really locking in, and the rest is just like you have good story and good drama and good intentions and good explications of what is called the mechanism and everything to get like the ads to be a winner. So the formula is so simple. Formula one, pain, validation, intrigue. Line one, describe their pain vividly. Line two, validate it, you're not crazy, alone break it. Line three, hit at solutions, insight, or some new informations, or some hidden secret that without it, it's like an open loop, you know, it's not like an open loop, it's an open loop. So without them getting the information, their mind's gonna have like an unresolved intensity, you know, like they're gonna have some tensions there that need to be resolved. And the only way that's gonna be resolved is by watching the video and getting this information or the insight or the secret that you're gonna explain to them. So example from post, 3 a.m. drenched again. So what you're doing, describe their pain vividly. You're scrolling, then you hear some things or like you read some things talking about you specifically, like you nailed it. You know what's gonna happen? Oh, wait, this is about me. So self, like the moment you're gonna understand this is about me, you wanna stop. You're not going crazy, you're not broken, you are hypothalamus is misfiring, you know? So revalidation, not revalidation, it's just like we comfort them. You're not going crazy, you're not broken, your hypothalamus is misfiring. Right now, you validate their issues, you know, like you validate that they're not crazy, just like something's broke with them. Then you mention something, your hypothalamus is misfiring. Right now, it creates what's going on. And there is a way to stop it that your doctors never mentioned. So what's going on in here? We introduce a new thing. Your hypothalamus is misfiring. So because when you can hear some things about their body is not working properly, what's doing this? Like doing is like what is called the fear is something's broken with you, you know. So like the health, you know, like the security of their health, you know, like something's wrong. So we want to do what protect ourselves. So what misfiring? Then also explain that there is a solution that your doctor never mentioned. So we created some things. Why doctors never mention it? Is doctors not what it's called able to understand this? I didn't read enough about this, or because like they are what is called being scammed by pharmaceuticals like companies to push like other agendas, you know. All of this is going to create an open loop for people to understand what is misfiring and what the doctors is never mentioned to me that's actually making my body's broken. Formula number two, story, tension, cliffhangers. So line one, start mid-story. You don't start like, hi, my name is. You start directly on the tension. Where we see this type of formula on movies, you know. You are about to watch a movie, then you start like the first scene is something's happen in the middle, you know, like some people's fighting, some tensions building up. By taking some scene from the middle of the movie and bring it in the first scene that they're gonna show, then they said, 4 years ago, something's like 4 years later, you know, this happened, then they get you back to 4 years ago, then they start the movie like slowly, you know, but what's happened? They start mid-story, so you see some insane what's it called, actions, like tension, or something's about to happen, then they get you back to reality, what's going to happen, or look to understand what's going to happen. So, line 1, start mid-story. Line 2, build tensions. Line 3, stop before resolution. So you stop before resolution, then you're going to say we're going to introduce it later. Example for knee pain. I dropped my keys yesterday. I look at them for 10 seconds. What does mean? Like for 10 seconds. Why? Then I kick them toward the coach because I couldn't bend down. Then I kick them next to the coach because I bent down. That was a moment I realized some things had to change. So what we did, we started mid-story of their daily pain. People's gonna like, because how this is can be, what is it called, working good, only if it's related to your avatar. So if you mention this is to anybody else, it's not going to make sense. Nobody going to be care about it. But somebody with knee pain that's already like, let's say you go through what is called customer mining, like your avatar's documents. Then you see this kind of situation keep repeating. And if you mention this kind of situations, people with knee pain, they're going to go, this is me, this is like me, like I also do this. Anybody else is not going to make sense to them. So also, that's why we said like a lot of this books, like a lot of great things on the copy always came from what? From understanding your customers. So when you're going to understand your customers, then you're going to understand their day-to-day life. Somebody with knee pain, this is like a realistic, a vividly imaged scenario that he live in almost like daily. If something drop out, he cannot just bend down. So what he do? He push it, like he kick it next to what? To a couch, next to a chair or something. For him to do. People's gonna say, oh, this is like me. Because I couldn't bend down, that was the moment I realized some things had to change. So when we say something had to change, people right now is more interested. Did it change? Did he find a solution to the same problem that I'm living? What did he do? So that's what we mean about like starting mid-story. Formula number 3, question, twist, promise. Ask a painful question, subvert expectations, promise the answers. So example, teen acne. When the last time your daughter smiles in a photo, when you see like questions, how you get the questions, is basically the normal thing that your avatar is supposed to do in a daily basis, that's just doing, but because they have the problem, they stop doing them. So you ask these questions, like for PCOS, what was the last time you showered, like without like countenance, without crying, Just starting this questions like that is not going to make sense to a lot of people. So to a lot of people, there's going to be scrolling. Because it's only going to be making sense to who? To our avatars. The people that they go to the showers, they start showering, then they see a lot of hairs like after the showers, and the showers is basically like a hair to them. So when you say something like for PCOS, when was the last time you showered without crying after it? They're gonna broke. Like what this mean? Is this about me? Like just like something realization that this is me. This is similar to what I'm doing. The problem isn't her skin. Then you say like the problem isn't your hairs. It's what she's being putting on her skin. The problem isn't you, is your hormone. That's what's causing you to keep losing hair, and that's what's causing you to keep crying every showers. I will show you the 3 things, like maybe it can be ingredients, like for this thing, but I can show you what was wrong, like what's wrong with you, like not what's wrong with you, why nothing has been worked, and why doctors always lie to PCOS women about like hair loss solutions. This is create an open loop, what she's talking about, why doctors lying, what you're gonna introduce to me. Formula number 4, contradictions prove curiosity. Stack something they won't believe, back it up with proof, make them need to know more. So example for PCOS hair loss, biotin is useless for PCOS hair loss, or minoxidil is useless for PCOS hair loss, or your doctor advises, or 99% of doctor advices is useless for PCOS hair loss. So they're gonna question it. Reality is doctors doctors was pushing by pharmaceuticals money. If you follow the money, you're gonna understand that. To push product that not has to do anything to fix like PCOS hair loss, and that's why nothing you try that doesn't work for you. Why everybody promises it's not because you're broken, because your body is keep producing something that other body that's normal body does not normal body that other hair loss suffers without PCOS doesn't produce something like that to qualify them this about PCOS, and this is what I'm gonna explain to you in the next few seconds. So hold with me, something like that. Formula 5, transformation, contrast, reveals. Line, show the afters, here is the result, contrast with the befores, like what is this versus this, tease the how, like how she was able to get it. Menopause, like the biggest issue of menopause is sleep and what is called hot flashes and stuff. Last night I slept 7 hours straight, I forgot what this feels like, Last night I slept 7 hours straight, I forget what that feels like. Most of people is gonna ignore it, but anybody with like what's called menopause, when they're gonna hear some things about it, because keep in mind, on their subconscious, what is their daily struggle, like their day-to-day struggles is sleep. They cannot sleep for an hour, they wake up like drenched in hot flashes. So when you say like somebody's sleeping for 7 hours, this is interesting. Right now, let's qualify what stems. 3 weeks ago, I was waking up 4 times a night, drenched, exhausted. Right now, they're gonna say, oh, this is probably about menopause. One thing to change is, no, it wasn't hormones. Right now, oh, this is probably about menopause. Then they explain to them. So, full examples by avatars. Knee pain, opening one. I grabbed the shopping cart yesterday just to stay standing, not to push it to hold myself up. You know, again, somebody with knee pain is not gonna understand. Somebody with knee pain, he know when he go to what it's called to Walmart, like to make some grocery, always taking shopping carts, even if he's not gonna need that much like a big shopping cart, but just like for him to stand up. So this is what I realistic situation for that person. A stranger asked me if I was okay. I'm 56 years old. You know, when somebody like, doesn't say, are you okay? Like, what's going on? I'm 56 years old, so for them, it's like, oh, it still feels like young. Even for us, like, that's kind of old. That's when I start looking for answers. So the question, did he find answers? Opening 2, every morning I used to sit on the edge of the bed, waiting, hoping my knees will cooperate. That was 6 months ago. Yesterday I had 3 months. Here is what changed, you know. So starting before, in this case, starting with the befores, vividly imaged, that was 6 months ago, so something changed. So open loop of what changed. Opening 3, glucosamine didn't work, turmeric didn't work, physical therapy, 2,000 layers, still hurt. I get it, I tried all of it. Then I learned why none of it could work and what actually does. This is what, for people's like solution aware avatar with knee pain, explain to them like all the solution, all the money waste, people's gonna relate to that, or I also do that. Then I learned why none of those things work and what actually do, so people's interested in what actually do work this times. So all of this open is gonna be great, but doesn't mean they're gonna sell. The end of the day is like, this is just to grab the attentions. Later on, the story, the drama, the explanation, the stacks of the proof, making them believe the mechanisms, saying it like not clever, but in a clarity, and show them like what it's called, what it's called, I forget the word, unbelievable amount of proof for them to be convinced. That's what's going to sell. So at the end, right now, is what we're talking about is just the hook to get people's hooked and to have a good hook rate, so the other things can also do their jobs. So menopause, opening 1. My husband thought I was having an affair, you know, relationship things. The mood swing, the distance, the exhaustions, he didn't understand. Neither did I until I learned what was actually happening in my brain. This is for people's like high level of awareness of, we say high level, low level. Almost like unaware audience of menopause. They understand probably like problems aware. They understand the problem, but they don't understand what's causing it. So problems aware, unaware. My husband thought I was having an affair, relationship issues, using like triggers, phrase like having an affair. So people's gonna go in the gossip mode, what's going on. The mood swing, the distance, the existence, he didn't understand. Relatability to the avatars. Neither did I until I learned what was actually happening in my brain. So what she'd learned. Opening 2, I haven't slept through the night in 8 months. Had flashes at 2 a.m., 4 a.m., 5:30 a.m., then the alarms. Last week I slept until 6 straight through. What changed? One thing. So what is this one thing? And also using add numbers, you know, like exact numbers. 2 a.m., 4 a.m., 5:30 a.m., then the alarm. So it's not saying I keep waking at night. Exact numbers. Opening 3, like the other solution that's not working. Blockage, evening permis, mechanisms, melatonin. I tried everything on the menopause relief list. Nothing worked because they were all targeting the wrong thing. This is for more solution aware. She tried all of these things. Here is like why it's not working. Example, teen acne. Opening 1. She came home trying again yesterday. Someone in school said something about her first. She won't tell me. She's 15. She should be worried about boys. She should be worried about boys in grades, not hiding from mirrors. Opening 2. I have spent $400 on acne products this year. Proactive, different, at $60 in skincare systems. Her acne is worse, and I finally know why. So solution aware. Tried everything. Doesn't work. Here is why. Opening 3, my daughter doesn't take selfies anymore. She angles away in group photos. She won't go to a pool's party. She's not the problem. What's being put in on her face is. You know, so all these solutions she tried is not working. For PCOS hair loss, opening 1, I used to wrap my hair twice, now it's 4 times. Every shower I shake the drains, every morning I shake my pillow. I'm 26, this is what's supposed to happen to me, so what's going on? Opening 2, my doctor said there is nothing you can do. She was wrong. 47,000 women with PCOS have proven her wrong. I was one of them, you know. So like the question mark, like the contrast ones, like my doctor said there is some things, nothing you can do, so people's like, oh, I'm gonna listen to doctors. Then she was wrong. So how the doctor is wrong and how the community, like for the users, not for the users, for the female psychology, you know, using like what is called community approvals or like belonging to a community. tribes, like 47,000 women with PCOS have proven the doctors are wrong. I was one of them, so people's gonna understand what she did. So opening 3, biotin, collagen, rosemary oil, scalp massage. I tried everything that was supposed to work for hair loss. None of it worked because none of it was designed for people with PCOS, for females with PCOS. First 3 line mistakes. Mistakes 1, starting with the products. Our evolutionary supplements used to nobody cares. Mistake 2, too much, too fast. Hi, I'm going to share with you the amazing story of how slow Mandarin they are gone. No, not like you go slow, you explain things, and shortly. You don't give too much information in one sentence. Mistake 2, no hope. Joint pains affects millions of Americans every year. Boring generics, where is what the parents interrupt. Because again, we are fighting against like cats videos, reels, pictures they get from their friend, reels, all of these things like in daily basis. So we need always like a parent interrupt to stop them from scrolling. Mistakes 4, close the loop too early. So you open a loop, then you close it like early, like right after it, so people doesn't have any intense like tension that needs to be resolved on their brains. They say, oh, I get all the information, I'm gonna bounce. Mistakes, fake hype. This is going to blow your mind. Then you say something is not like actually blowing the mind or something like they already know. It's wrong. Under this video, you're gonna find like the formula like document that you can also use for your own things. So again, hook, grabbing the attentions, creating commitments, then open loop to get them that they wanna read more. Then you can use this formula to help you creating your 3 lines or like to create like what is it called, the commitments or obligations to keep them reading. See you in the next video, guys.